Aries, welcome to your Celtic cross reading. What's up? What's going on? Show me Aries, please. Like always, check it resonates, leave it does not. Do keep in mind these are general collective readings, not one-to-one private, which is to say they may not resonate at all. Frustrating but normal. Check your other placements. You will find yourself in there somewhere. Show me Aries. What's going on for Aries, please? Okay. Tower for some of you. I hope not. But if it must be, then it must be. What's going on? The Sun. Crossing. Eight of Wands. Oh, yeah. Yeah, above you, the Devil. Past position, Ten of Cups. Exiting, Three of Swords. Moving on, Six of Swords before you. Yes. Yes, indeed. Okay. Ten of Wands is in your strengths. Oh, I'm sure. I have no doubt. The Wheel of Fortune in your environment. Things are shifting. The Chariot to move forward and mean it. Ace of Cups, brand new beginning in love, I believe. Or some of you just frankly feeling better in your outcome. We'll take that. That's fantastic. I think the Chariot then is in the appropriate position for this. So the Sun. Overall, you are trying to feel your sense of happiness. Eight of Wands is crossing that. There's a conflict here about communication. What's above you, crowning you? The Devil. There's a sense of ill feeling, poor attachment. Okay. We're going to clarify, see how far it goes. In the past, Ten of Cups, a sense of emotional harmony between yourself and other people that matter or support you in this life, or at least that's the idea. So Ten of Cups is not designated to just one person. It's whom we're attached to in a support system type of way. And that could be anybody who fundamentally has some sort of emotional say in our life. Three of Swords, exiting. There's a sense of pain in there. Something that used to twist around in your heart. It's exiting. Before you, Six of Swords, leaving it behind. And I'm not saying that to be flippant. It's never easy. It's one thing in theory, well, I'm leaving this behind, and then there's the actual practice of it. The actual practice of it takes work. It's not an overnight process. It's not like flipping a pancake or an omelet. It takes a minute. Okay? But you are leaving something behind. And it looks like a lot of pain and conflict. I'm really curious to see what that Devil is. Yeah, I'm sure it has something to do with that Eight of Wands crossing your sense of happiness. So hopefully it's a pressure that eases. We'll see. I'm very curious. Ten of Wands is in your strengths. I was saying, I have no doubt. You can put up a fight when you want, and more to the point, Aries can put up a wall if they want. And if it's in there for a reason, I'm assuming it's there. I have no doubt. Anybody can say, well, I blocked them. Okay. That doesn't mean we resolved anything with ourselves or with the other person, assuming we want to. So am I surprised to see you showed me a fighting element in your strengths? No. No. I want to know what you're doing with it, though. I know. I gave you a look. I know. It's automatic. Not because you're Aries, but because I see things like this all the time. You know? Anyway, Wheel of Fortune is in your environment. Things are shifting and changing as we speak. Yeah, and it looks like it was long overdue. The Chariot's in your hopes and fears. To move on wholeheartedly in this one direction and mean it, you hope for it, or you're afraid of it. But the idea is with the Chariot, there's no pit stops. Seven of Cups, there's a lot of pit stops. I could be feeling this, I could be feeling that. The Knight of Cups sometimes get diverted. But the Chariot says, with strength of conviction, this is where I'm going. It's either path A or path B, but there's no crossover and there's no pit stops. So it's a beautiful feeling to open up towards that. But it can also be scary because it really is proof positive that we're ready to move on. Outcome is the Ace of Cups. You're either ready for love, new love, or frankly, your heart space is just feeling a lot better. It can still be an individual heart that I'm looking at. Okay. I know, Christina, who makes up all these crazy interpretations? Time. Time, clarification surrounding cards, etc. We're going to start right there with that Sun. Show me the Sun, please, for Aries. Some of y'all been trying to move away a little bit more every day. It was quiet dialogue, though. Very quiet dialogue. Okay. The Sun. Show me that Sun, please. Show me the Sun. I may not clarify all these, by the way. Some will speak for themselves as we go along. You better bet your donuts, though, I'm clarifying that Devil. I'm very curious because it crowns you. Let's see that sun. One more. Show me the sun, please. Show me that sun. The World, Ten of Swords, the Page of Wands. Okay. All right. Here we have a sense of no longer regenerating a particular cycle. You know this. It's in the World, just to be clear with you, it's in an opening position, but it's a proposition that's not standing, not with the Ten of Swords and the Page of Wands. So in other words, it's crossed your mind. It's crossed your mind, but you're also saying, no. No. You could do. I could be with that Page of Wands, seeing your energy being curious about trying to regenerate things because you think it might make you happy. You feel maybe it might, but it's not enough to generate life, to spark the ignition, if you will. Or that Page of Wands could have come towards you and say, hey, Aries, this was a pretty happy gig, right? And you're like, no. No. I need to see that Eight of Wands crossing you now. I want to know where that came from. Because it kind of says that. I recognize that cycle. I recognize it as being painful. And it seems to defy the sense of happiness, which is your current jam. You want to be happy. This being prompted like an old wound is reminding you of what something that's already ended probably needs to stay that way. Okay. Don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with curiosity. If you were happy with a particular element in your life, every now and again you're going to have a spark, a Page of Wands, and the reminiscence of it. It used to make me happy. That doesn't mean it would pass those colors, flying colors today, right? But it was put on our mind recently, it looks like. Let's see that Eight of Wands crossing. Let's see that Eight of Wands, please. Yeah, that's how I used to be. Let's catch me up to where we are today, right? That's what I tell people all the time. Work with the present, not the past. And it's so easy. It's so tempting, guys, to work with the past and hope that Rome will rise again. But did it ever? No. And sometimes I will encourage it because there's positive elements surrounding it. Healthy attachments. It says you and I could put work into this. And like I said, I'll encourage it. I'm very honest about that. If something's worth preserving, two people figure it out. Or whatever this is. Let's see that Eight of Wands, please. Five of Wands, there's the conflict. Two of Wands, Nine of Pentacles. Yep, someone made contact. However, it immediately put you into a place of conflict, as we saw. Someone's waiting on a reply. I don't think it was you that put yourself out there, but if you did, it looks like you're currently in the position of waiting on a reply. I think you knew better. I'm sorry, but we're looking at this cycle. The curiosity, I don't think was worth it. If it came towards you, same. It looks like we should have known better. Because we're currently at a stalemate for communication, and somebody's waiting on the other person's decision. It's causing conflict, all right. It's like, well, now I'm waiting on you. Well, perhaps you shouldn't have prompted communication. As far as we knew, we had no reason for it to come forward. That cycle looks like it's done and dusted. You know what I'm saying? I think you were happy prior to that moment, and this automatically puts you back into a place of not good. So just for those very small percentage of you who may have reached out because perhaps you got caught into a moment of reminiscence about the happy days, I'm going to tell you right now, it doesn't look like it was worth it, but you would already know that. And for those of you who are on the receiving end of it, like, I don't know if I should respond. I agree. Yeah, I don't know if you should respond either, darling. Let's see that Devil is crowning. If something feels bad, then it probably is. If it puts you in a position of, I don't know what to say, and it's not some vague ego feeling, I mean, like, you really don't know what to say about this, because you're like, I thought this was, whoop, Door closed. But all doors are locked, let me tell you. Let's see that devil. Show me the devil. There's a pressure here, bare minimum, to communicate, and it automatically feels bad. You know, Six of Cups, that would be why. Page of Pentacles, the Queen of Wands. You know, someone still really wants to put something of themselves into this. Could be dealing or connecting with a fellow fire sign here. I'm actually seeing it as someone who is deeply attracted to the other person. And there's nothing wrong with that level of attraction. There really isn't. But it's somewhere in between of, I've got to do this, I need this connection in my life. Again, it's either you prompting this, and you know you probably shouldn't, or you're on the receiving end of it, and you know you shouldn't respond. That's from the devil there. It's still a lot of attraction, and there might be a soul bond in there in terms of emotional fluidity, and which you used to be able to feel with them and connect with them flawlessly, easily. I mean, you have an idea of that used to mean the sun, but not anymore, not in a long time. In fact, you find the communication to be an intrusion because it puts you back into an old space. I honestly see someone looking at you. It's like, yeah, I have a special connection with Aries, and I'm also deeply attracted to them. That doesn't mean it was correct. It does not mean it was correct to prompt a cycle, because I have to say, again, if I had seen healing elements, fix-it elements, no, you immediately interpreted that communication as negative and poor, patternized, automatically puts you on the offense, right? Or defense. You know what I mean. I'm sorry, guys. I know it's you on the defense. You know what I mean. Sorry. Sports analogy, not my thing. If it doesn't happen in a gym, I don't really pay attention. I am a physical person, but I don't do sports. I create my own sports. The devil. So there's nothing wrong with attraction, but it's still coming from a place of, come on, give me a little, just drop me a page, give me something to feed the fire, give me something to feed the something, give me some hope. I don't like where it's coming from, and just because you two have known each other, it's all the more reason that they should have known to stay away. If someone really cares about you and they know, that's just it. You know, if you're that obsessed, if you're that determined, if you haven't sorted your shit, you're going to justify in your head whatever it is you need to in order to reach out. And the thing is, if it was real love, if it was healthy, and they know they weren't in a position to give to you what you needed, or this connection was, they were acting in a healthy participant, they would have known to stay away. I see no healing elements, and I see no cooperative effort. That suggests we know better now. We've learned some things. Sag showed me a deep sense of learning and acknowledgement there, and they did for what was correct for them, so I'm like, go for it. With this, Aries, honey, I'm just telling you, you know better. You know better. Once more, you get to choose your level of participation. They're looking for something. It's looking like hope, but for all the wrong reasons, though. All right. Ten of Cups is in your past experience, and no doubt it's with you today. I kind of want to see how that influences you as a person. Let's see that Ten of Cups, please. Let's see that Ten of Cups. Show me that Ten of Cups. Three of Cups, the Seven of Cups, and Death. Okay, you stopped focusing on loose, low-level connections a long time ago. You scrapped that out. What you said is the remainder, Ten of Cups. That's what's important. So who you are deeply connected to in terms of love, support, okay, that's healthy and harmonized. So this is close family that you can rely upon, friends, but you're saying loose connections that make no sense emotionally, I'm done with that. So you're saying you don't dip cups anymore, or you don't play around in cups, you don't mix up with other people's cups, especially when they're low functioning like this. Now, when you're first connecting, that's fine. This is exploring, this is connecting, this is reconnecting, kind of feeling out the cups, see how we think about it. Options in love, it's light, it's easy. And you're saying, I'm not doing that. Not with you. or any given situation. We don't play in the minors anymore. Yeah. This is playing around in the minors, but you know, the idea is you're supposed to have a good time with it. And you're like, nope, nope, no, no, Those days of loose connectivity that didn't amount to a hill of beans, me playing around, me messing around with you, over. This is what matters. This is what counts. I agree with you. Ten of Cups is at the end of the day. That is what's important, including our foundation. So, Three of Swords is exiting. Whatever this was, if I'm being perfectly honest with you, this may not resonate for everybody. It does have that sense of possibly a little too, more than two people involved. Okay, getting roped into somebody else's circus, and I just it's looking, the loose connectivity, the deep attraction, regardless of the fact that they've known you a long time. Yeah. Three of Swords is exiting. You're saying this cycle is not, it's a twice baked potato. It was over once, it was over twice. The hesitation, I think the only reason you've considered communicating back at this point is out of some sense of perhaps obligation, but I don't know, that's not winning too much ground with me. There's too much of a sense of Aries, we shouldn't. And I agree. Three of Swords is exiting. You got this mess out of your hair. Or you assumed it was out of your hair. Right? You really had thought this was out of your hair. Like you washed it out a long time ago. Okay? So we're going to go ahead and skip that. Because as far as I can tell, for the Aries I'm looking at, you thought this was a long time ago in a faraway land. Okay? Six of Swords. I'm not sorry. Actually, I don't want you responding to it. It's like, I'm sorry, I don't see you responding to this, nor should you. It feels like it's a little too lightly touched around other heart spaces, and yours was just one of them. Okay? So, that's just the personal signature that's directed towards you. But that doesn't mean they weren't taking sips off other people's cups, because you're very adamant. I won't. No. Ever. I know it's important, and this ain't that. So I understand that someone's still deeply attracted to you, but it's not an excuse. So if they cared about you at all, they would have stayed away, cleared out the options, before they even had approached at all, or reapproached, I should say. Let's see that Six of Swords. Let's see that, and yeah. Okay. Yep. Six of Swords. I just don't see you participating. Okay. Let's see that Six of Swords. And for those cross-watchers who insist it's the other way around, stop cross-watching. Don't engage with that then. I would recommend that for anybody. You know, it's not, I don't care. It's no good. It's no good. Okay? It's not worth being curious about someone who's like, I'm really, really still into you for all the wrong reasons. I'm not ready to let it go, but I'm not willing to improve it either. I'm still messing around with some other cups too. No. No. Eight of Cups. Yeah, take the hint. The Lovers. I'm not saying it's easy, but you are being adamant. You recognize it's a strong connection. It affected you too, as it was supposed to. There's a reason you automatically associated this as a devil thing. I got loose Three of Cups knocking around with the Three of Swords. This was a twice-baked potato. You opened up to it once. You might have opened up to it twice, and you said no. No, I understand it's a strong connection. I get it. You felt it too. And this was the impact. This is where it left you. In a position of constantly, forcibly having to walk away from it. No, I don't see you responding at all. Not at all. It was already in question to begin with the Eight of Wands on the sideways. And here's just, you get to choose a level of participation. You're choosing not to participate. I agree. It seems to me if they cared about you at all, they would have stayed away. Okay. Yeah, no, I'm sure That also tells me with the Lovers here and the Devil that it was unrequited. In other words, it went so far. There might have been some emotional exploration, but I think you had a cut-off point, and how far you participated in your prior experience with it, it's just coming across that way. There's that sense of you retained portions of yourself. You knew. You just knew. You knew in some way this wasn't safe. Eight of Cups to Seven of Wands to Lovers. I mean, it's a gig, man. It's a gig. It's a gig to block that kind of connection, to walk away from it, and to stay away from it. That's what I'm saying. Moving on isn't as easy as people really want. I don't know why. To pride, to feel like they're saving face. Well, I moved on. You ain't done shit. When you really moved on, you know. Because you have to do this every time. Every time you're tempted to stop and look backwards. Nope. Nope. Keep it forward. Emotional disconnect is a choice here. Seven of Wands is a choice here. It's active participation by not participating. You know, and you're doing a good job of it. You're doing what I would advise you or any client to do. Just keep on. Keep on. If this connection ever presented itself as being clean or ready in the right ways, that's a different tarot reading for a different day. This is what we're working with today. Okay? Ten of Wands is clearly in your strengths now. So it makes sense to me. You really have to reinforce this wall. That's how strong this connection is to you. You felt it too. But you only went so far with it. They want to continue to pick up and play ball, but I don't see any positive elements around that at all. So no, Ten of Wands stands. I fully support it. Okay, moving on. The Wheel of Fortune in your environment. Things are shifting and changing. And where you find yourself today after all this drama, let's be honest. Let's see that Wheel of Fortune. Show me that Wheel of Fortune. Show me that Wheel of Fortune. One more. Show me that Wheel of Fortune, please. The Moon, the Ace of Swords, and the Nine of Swords. There's a lot of stress for you about the unknown and what happens next. But here's the thing. You no longer have to worry about it because you're not connected to this anymore. Those days of stressing out over what you don't know and what you can't see, it's over. You have the future to look forward to. Okay. Over time, where you find yourself today in your environment is that you question the unknown. No more. What's going to happen next? What does this mean? What is this all about? What is this for? Is it all illusions? Is it all in my head? Is it all fantasy? Those days are over. Your current environment is entirely yours to create now. You don't have to worry uselessly over the same ruminating thoughts anymore. You can reflect upon that now. So your environment is indeed shifting and changing. You no longer have to hang around in the unknown, asking yourself the same questions over and over again. What was the point? What did any of it mean? Was it all bullshit, under the moon, illusions and fantasy? You don't have to do that anymore. Your environment is yours. You think of it as a clean slate. You know? And also the passage of time. Did it ever mean anything at all? Yes, it did. For you. How they interpret it and how they continue to, that's on them. What it means to you and what you learn from it, that's up to you. Therefore, it's not a waste of time. If you take something from it, it could never be a waste of time. Therefore, it's never a failure. That's it. But take away from this, that's over. You don't have to stress on that subject anymore. Okay? I get that the desire is really high. Kind of tells me how torturous it was to keep blocking this. Physically, mentally, emotionally. All of it. What does it mean? What does it mean? What does it mean? What are they thinking? What are they feeling? How does it relate to me? Oh, yeah. All that's done. It's over. It's all done. Let's see that Chariot, please. Show me the Chariot. Four of Pentacles. Okay, the High Priestess, the Three of Wands. Okay. Okay. You're looking at something to be the timing, for the timing to be right. So it's not just waiting uselessly. It's an intuitive feeling for you about your direction. You already have an idea of what it is. You've sketched it out. You're showing me an active participation of moving on that's been planned, but you're waiting for the timing to be right to act on it. What does that mean to you? That's up to you. It could be about love. It could be something, practically speaking, that you have been refraining from up until the timing being right, and then you intend to deploy it. Something in your 3D world, work, relocation, who knows? You're saying you already know. So your Chariot then is hope. Hope that you understand when the timing is right to deploy whatever your plans are. It's an intuitive feeling. It's very hard for me to sketch it out without more substance behind it. You've only showed me Four of Pentacles, something that you've refrained on, and you will continue to until the time is right to move forward exclusively in one particular direction. It's a fearful thing, but it's also a hopeful thing at the same time. That's why it's one and the same. Okay. Let's see that Ace of Cups. Show me the Ace of Cups. But the point is that you feel hopeful about it and excited. Excited. Like I said, your environment is now yours. You're free of this. You know, you can do whatever the hell you want. Well, I'm not saying you don't have real world restrictions and applications like we all do. Of course we all do. The point is something seems to be, in terms of direction, unfolding for you that you're excited by and a little fearful of. But I think what makes it exciting is that feeling of the timing being right. You know that feeling? When you have a plan, but you haven't acted on it yet. It's cooking, it's brewing, it's building steam. Then you start looking at dates on the calendar. Then you start pulling it in more into reality, right? So it's exciting, but also a scary day when it finally arrives. Yeah, that's a good feeling. I hope you don't shy away from it, whatever your particular day on the calendar is. Okay? Let's see the Ace of Cups. Let's see the Ace of Cups. It's like, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to go all in. There's going to be no stopping me, Christina. Go. There you go. Let's see the Ace of Cups. Yeah, Page of Swords. Oh, the Nine of Wands. The Six of Wands. Okay. Yeah. Well, there you go. Because you didn't respond, they're still looking. Look, you can't do anything about that. I'm sorry. There's nothing you can do. You can't control what they're doing. You can only control what you're doing. So I am sorry. There's a weird sort of mix of I'm looking at Aries. No, I'm not. It makes me feel good to look at Aries, Six of Wands. It makes me feel, I don't know, turned on, excited, but also Nine of Wands. No, I'm not. We have the rejection here. So someone's keeping an unknown eye on you and what you're doing, while also rejecting the notion simultaneously that they're doing it. So, of course, we know who this is. This is the person whom you did not respond to. The baseline, however, is you, Ace of Cups. The idea here is what is Aries getting up to? Are they connecting to someone else? Are they opening up their heart space to someone else? Not their business. Okay? There you go. Especially if it seems like you're gearing up for something, which is what I believe you are. You mind your own business. You already knew what the gig was, honey. You knew what the gig was back here when you showed me the devil, okay? And why it immediately caused you conflict when communication came up. And why somebody was waiting on you to reply. I don't advise people to wait, ever. And somebody who has a half an eye on you without really acknowledging it is waiting. They just don't know that they're waiting. That's why waiting is so destructive. You never ask and you never volunteer. This person's doing it voluntarily, but fooling themselves simultaneously that they're doing it, or that they're not doing it, I should say. So again, let's not waste any more breath on this person. I want you to continue to move forward in a way that feels correct to you. I see you really wanting to open up your heart space for yourself and they're curious about who that might be. Could be for you first and foremost. Everything begins with the self, so that Ace of Cups is yours. Claim your heart space first, and then you get to understand over time who is worthy of it. You know who to extend it to. You could be keeping all that powerful love energy just for you at this time. I don't know. I just know that when you move forward, you'll be ready. Okay? Love her otherwise. Love her otherwise. All right? You see that? When I tell you, when people tell me I moved on, my first reaction is, because this is what it actually looks like. It's one of the hardest things you will ever have to do to keep your eyes forward mentally, physically, emotionally, over what is perhaps one of the strongest connections you've ever experienced. But if you connect to somebody who interprets it in a bad way, they take it to a bad space, they don't honor it correctly, you're going to have concluded this, and that it's something that you have to work at every day. The other person's like, I still want it, but I'm not willing to give the best parts of myself to it. And so it goes into a devil space. What are you going to do? What do you do with that? You can't, right? You can't. Okay. So like I said, you cannot control their behaviors. You can only control your own. I know. I synced it. It's coming in soon. Unexpected message. I know. It's coming in soon. It kicks off this whole damn thing. Here you are just trying to mind your son. Trying to mind your business. Okay. For a small portion of you, like I said, you're the one prompting the unexpected message due to a moment of reminiscence. I just don't think it's you. For the vast majority of you, you're on the receiving end. I know. It's yeah. Here we have the opportunity to reconnect. But you know, guys, there you go. I've already given you the idea. Hidden emotions. Well, again, once more, if they were coming from a healthy space and wanting the best for you in this connection, I would have seen it. As it were, I see you adamantly ignore it. I know. You're like, there's nothing here. You're looking at this thing. It was nuked a long time ago. Yeah, hidden emotions, not so hidden. Limitations and fears. Feeling like their sense of emotions, how they could feel things and express things, always limited by this. You always knew they were limited in some way. They had an inherent fear of expressing themselves or feeling their feelings, and it looks like it's still the case. Okay. Open up the chaser. Okay, guys, it's coming on through. I see the unexpected message. I see how it immediately puts you on the sideways. I see how it immediately causes you conflict, and it's chasing, and it's gonna. I'm trying to open up. I still see them being limited by their own sense of fears and what to express and how to express it, that nothing authentic is coming out except the remaining desire, which is the baseline activity. In other words, if it was well-intended and it came from the heart, they would have showed me that. But someone who is struggling to open up, but still limiting what they're saying, that means they have not conquered their demons or their fears. So they're trying, but it's the worst kind of trying. It's the person who wants, but they're not stopping to ask themselves why they want it and why it's good for them or you. Someone who really cares about you thinks about you first. It's not enough to say, I care about you. Guys, gals, I care about you is a vague feeling. When you really care about somebody, and I mean really care, you show the fuck up. You invest, you do things, time, energy, and effort. And not this, drop me a page, interact with me, Aries. I'm trying. I don't think you are. No, I don't. Anyway, I was hoping to see more after this, because you've got other things attached to you. I promise you do. I'm not trying to make this an X reading. I hate that crap. Abundance is near. Thank you. I just say, come on, give me something over here. Come on. Focus, guys. Focus. Not you. Anyway, abundance is near. Yeah, no, there's other things for you. I know that are important. It really feels like your environment is shifting and changing to that which you are excited about, and that when the time is right, you will move wholeheartedly towards it. And for some of you, it is relocation. The money's right. The work is right. I don't know. Your environment seems to be an open, clean slate now that you're not having to worry about this anymore. Okay. Aries, honey, I do hope this helped you. Put in the comments as you see fit. Take care. Be well.